Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS Academy. So from today onwards, we are going to start this series of Art of Mains Answer Writing. So whatever the topics that are seen in news, so mostly you will be getting questions in your GS2, GS3 and GS4 from current affairs basis. So we are taking the important topics which are in news, and from that topics I will be giving you one mains question, and I will be telling you how you have to structure that question, and at last I will be showing you the model answer, and even I will be showing you the answer scripts of some of our students, so that you will be getting idea like how to frame an answer. Clear? So here, if you see this image, you might be understanding which topic I am going to give you the question now. It is about gender inequality. So recently from 3 to 4 days onwards, especially in your Hindu newspaper, most of the articles are based on this topic. So let us try to write a basic answer for a question. So read out the question. Discuss the various forms of gender inequality in India and suggest measures to address them. So whenever you are writing an answer, always answer should be in your IBC format. Okay, what is this IBC format? Okay, introduction, body and conclusion. So if you have to write an answer in 150 words, okay, you have to write 2 sides of your paper. And if you are writing an answer for 250 words, you have to take 3 sides of paper. Okay, based on your size of handwriting and based on the spaces that you are giving, you have to decide how much time you are taking, and even how much space you are taking. Based on that, you have to decide the average paper. But UPSC will be giving you 3 sides of pages for 250 words answer, and UPSC will be giving you 2 sides of paper for 150 words answer. So what should be the introduction? So how can you write introduction? So tell me in how many types you can write introduction. So first type is you can write definition. Okay, and second type is you can add any data or any report that you see in news. Or else you can take any case study and you can write that in your introduction. And whenever you are writing introduction, it should not be more than 2 to 3 sentences. Remember this for sure. Only 2 to 3 sentences you have to write, not more than that at all. Okay, so this is about your introduction part. And next one is body. So in body, always you have to use side headings. So which side headings you have to use? So to use the side headings, first you have to read the question at least twice or thrice, and you have to identify how many sub questions are there in your question. So UPSC will be not giving you single question at all. It will be a combination of 2 to 4 questions for sure, based on the words. If it is 150 words, you will be getting minimum 2 questions, combination of 2 questions. And if it is 250 words, you will be getting minimum 3 to 4 questions for sure. You have to fix that. And you have to answer each and every sub question, because marks will be allocated separately for your sub questions. If you're not answering one sub question, the marks which is allotted for that question will be gone. So don't do that. So how can you ensure that you are answering each and every sub question is by using side heads. And give the side heads and write answer in just point format. You should not use any paragraphs. Okay, and whenever you are writing points here, try to use as many examples as possible. As many examples, data, Supreme Court judgments, you have to use them for sure. Without that, don't write your body. And this is your body part. And conclusion, you can do two things. First one is sum up, and next one here is way forward. Sum up means when you are writing answers for history or geography, you can't give any way forward. You can't say we have to change this, because it already had done. We can't do anything now. So at that, in that answer especially, you have to use only summing up of important points that you wrote in your body. Like you can take the side heads and you can conclude them. You can sum up them. And next one is, in case if you are writing any current affairs based questions like polity, governance, or any Supreme Court judgment related question, or any economy related question, science and technology, environment and ecology, there you will be having a chance of writing way forward. If at all, if question is asking that, then you can't do anything. Okay, see this question. So read it at least twice, everyone. Okay, let me read. Discuss the various forms of gender inequality in India and suggest measures to address them. So how many sub questions are there? So first step that you have to do is whenever you are writing something, some answer, you have to read at least question thrice, minimum thrice. And here the keyword. So you have to understand what is a keyword. First one is you have to identify the keyword. Second step is you have to see how many sub questions are there. So it is asking about, first one is various forms of gender inequality, and next it is asking about the measures. So as I said, in conclusion you can write way forward or sum up. So in question itself it is asking the measures. So now there is no chance, you have to write at least 1 or 2 lines of conclusion regarding that question. So here conclusion you have to write at least in 2 to 3 lines, not more than that. Again, conclusion and introduction 2 to 3 sentences, that is 2 to 3 lines itself, not more than that. And mostly you have to focus on your body part. Only write in point format along with examples, data, whatever it may be. Okay, now let us go into this question. So what is this question is asking, tell me. First one is various forms and second one is measures. So how can you write introduction for this question? Be specific now. For this question, how you can write introduction? Okay, first one is you can write definition of gender inequality. Okay, first one is you can write definition. Second one is you can use data. So what will be the data that you can write regarding gender inequality? So we have global gender gap index. First one is global gender gap index, which had been released recently in 2024. So that thing that you can write. Or else if you are reading economic survey, in economic survey also you will be getting enough data of this gender inequality. You can also use that. Okay, apart from that, you can take recent news, okay, regarding gender inequality that you studied. So in these 3 ways you can write. Whatever it may be you can write, but don't write all these 3. Only select one thing which you are perfect in. Clear? So if you are having a good knowledge of current affairs, you can use this third one and as well as second one. Okay? So using this data will be best according to me for this answer. Okay, so is it clear with introduction, guys, online students? Okay, now you have to write body. So in body you have to address 2 questions. So first one is various forms and second one is measures. So in mains answer writing, you should be very much clear that you should not write whatever you know. First of all, you have to write only for the question which asked. Like here you have to focus on the different forms of gender inequality in our society and you have to give measures. So these side headings that you have to use. So you wrote introduction, for example you wrote about gender inequality, or for example you wrote about World Economic Forum report or like global gender gaps report. So you wrote that. After that you have to write side heading various forms of gender inequality and try to write points now. And after writing points of these various forms of gender inequality, you have to write measures to be taken. Keep this side heading and below this again write 4 to 5 points. And always you have to focus on the presentation point, and handwriting will also matters a lot. Try to write with neat handwriting and you have to minimize overwritings, and wherever it is possible use what? Maps. Next. Next, data. diagrams, examples, that thing that you have to use. Okay, now let us see the body. So in body, what are the points that you are going to write? Tell me. So first one, you have to write about various forms of gender inequality. So you can write economic inequality, right? And you can write political inequality. Next, educational inequality, inequality in access to healthcare. So in economic inequality, what are the points you can write? If you see, the wages, are the same wages for men and women? No. So there is wage gap. And even in recruitment of companies, we discussed number of times, like IT companies are recruiting more male compared to the female. Okay, so even there is discrimination is seen during recruitment. And even you can see, like women participation is as par with male? No. Here again you can write PLFS survey data, and you can say women participation is less compared to that of men participation. And even you can write about care work is done by only women but not men. Are you getting the points? Okay, and say this political. So what can you write? So women participation in politics is very less. But how can you say? You can take the data of Lok Sabha, okay, recent Lok Sabha, and you can say like how many of women. Okay, yes, you have to see that. And next one is if you see at local level. So in panchayats, we have how much percentage of reservation? 33% of reservation for women. But there is a concept of Sarpanch Pati. Yes or no? Can you write that? I am giving only something here. Okay, regarding education, for example, you can take higher education. Women participation is very less. You can write the data. And even you can talk about dropouts. So who will be dropping out from the schools? Girls. Again, we have good data which says yes, there is increasing of dropouts. And even if you take gross enrollment ratio, boys ratio is more compared to that of girls. We have that data. And next, regarding healthcare. So what is the data that we have? So you can write all these things in your body. So can you write at least 150 to 200 words with examples now with data? Are you getting the confidence? So this is the thing that you have to do in your first part of body. Okay. Now let us see the next one. So what is the next part of the question? You have to write measures. So in the above question, okay, in the above this sub question, you know about what are the problems in our society, why there is inequality. Now can you write at least 4 points regarding these measures? So how can we ensure economic inequality? How can we ensure education inequality? How can we ensure inequality in politics? Yes or no? So what are the measures can we take? You can write now, right? So in this way you have to complete your body. So in conclusion, what can you write? You have to sum up. Like how can we ensure inclusive society or inclusive governance? If this inequalities persist in our society, can we ensure growth and development of a country? Can we ensure Viksit Bharat by 2047? Can we ensure sustainable development goal of gender equal society? So those points you can conclude. It will be like a better conclusion. Yes or no? Clear? Yes or no, guys? Okay, I'll be showing you the model answer here. So I gave you two introductions. One is in 2024, India ranked 129th out of 146 countries in Global Gender Gap Index. And India's position is from bottom, India's position is 18. And if you see in 2017, From bottom, India's position is 17th. Now we can understand only just one position we had increased from 2021. That means you can understand we need to do a lot to ensure gender equal society in our country. And second introduction is, many of you might not be remembering the data. So you can use the definitions if you are very poor or very bad at remembering the facts like me. So gender inequality is a pervasive issue in India which is manifesting in various social, economic, political dimensions or political domains. So despite constitutional guarantees, so in our constitution we have right to equality, article 14, and even preamble also it is saying about equality, and women and other minorities, they are facing discrimination, disparities in opportunities, resources and rights. So wherever you go we have gender inequality. So that thing that you can write in introduction. Clear? So wherever you are writing points, that should be very solid. That should be very strong and very crisp. Don't write general statements at all. Okay? So here in the key areas where gender inequality is there, first one is economic inequality. So we have wage gap. So here global gender pay gap is estimated at 20%. Okay? So there is a very wide gender inequality in wages. And this one is economic or employment opportunities. Women are underrepresented in higher paying sectors. Okay, especially women, they are likely to be working as part-time or else low wage or informal sector. And even there is unpaid labor, okay, because women are contributing to care work. Okay, so those examples you can write. And in educational equality, there is no proper access to education for women. Why? Because of poverty. Okay, they have to support their family members, because of culture, because of conflicted areas, because of early marriage or child marriages. And quality of education, so gender stereotypes are there. So because of this, they are limiting the girls' aspirations, and even traditional gender roles are also playing an important role. So like that, you can write some examples. And health inequality, maternal health. So there is no proper access to the quality of healthcare. There is very high malnutrition, and even early child marriage are also contributing to poor maternal health outcomes. And even you can take example of anemia. So in our current affairs classes, I said about anemia is very high in women compared to that of men. So those data that you can write. And even regarding sexual and reproductive health, women often they face barriers. Okay, especially if you see the sexually transmitted infections like gonorrhea, syphilis, so they are very highly seen in women compared to that of men. So here in this way also, if they are getting the sexually transmitted diseases, so there is, if there is no proper health care means, obviously it will be undermining the women growth and development. And even many a times women go for unsafe abortions, and even especially they don't have the proper institutional deliveries in rural areas. So deliveries will be happening in house itself. Okay, so that will be very unsafe. So those things that you can write. And even you can write about gender based violence like domestic violence, sexual harassment at workplace, sexual harassment at education institutions, and even trafficking of women is very high. So like that you can write. And in the political inequality, representation of women is very less. So women hold only 26% of parliamentary seats across the world. Okay, and even participation is very less because of cultural norms, lack of resources, gender-based discrimination, sarpanch patis. So all those things you have to know. And here, this part you can write in conclusion, like what are the progress we had been made. Okay, so Government of India took many steps to decrease the gender inequality. So we came up with different laws. For example, equal pay for men and women. And we came with anti-discrimination legislations. And even in our constitution, we have certain articles says about no discrimination. And even we are coming up with different policies to combat gender-based violence. And even regarding domestic violence also we have different laws and acts. And next one is regarding education also, government is focusing for increased access of girls education like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. You can write those examples. And even regarding political participation, government came up with reservation policy for women in panchayats, and even recently Nari Shakti bill had been passed, which is also focusing on what? In Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, women reservation. So those things that you can write, right? And what are the challenges we are having to achieve this gender inequality? So culture norms, and there are stereotypes, that thing you can add, and even economic barriers. Next one is lack of enforcement of whatever the laws, what are the policies, schemes that came up by the government. Clear? And next, you have to give the recommendations. So these 2 points are extra points that I gave that you can use in your conclusion part. And what are these recommendations? We can strengthen the legal frameworks. What are the laws out there, like gender equality laws, or like equal pay laws, or anti-discrimination laws, or gender-based violence laws? We have to proper and we have to implement them strictly. And next one is we have to promote empowerment of women. So how we can promote empowerment? For example, Skill India. For example, providing more number of loans for these SHGs, and even we can focus on formalization of our economy, and even we can focus on increasing of employment opportunities for women. Okay, those things that we can do. And even we have to recognize and we have to support this unpaid care work of women, so that if you are including that to our GDP, then it will be also supporting the women empowerment. And even we have to enhance access to education as well as health. Okay, and we have to increase the political representation of women. We have to eliminate this concept of sarpanch pati like that. Clear? And in this conclusion, I came up with sum up. So here in this sum up, I said that there are some root causes of gender inequality, and we have to come up with an approach, includes legal reforms, women empowerment or economic empowerment, education, health, and political representation. Through these actions that can be taken by government, civil society, and as well as international community, they have to work together so that we can ensure gender equal society in the future. So like that, you can write futuristic way. Clear? Have you understand like how to write an answer today? Okay. So give me your answer. Money. So see, one of our student, he wrote answer. So he wrote about what is gender inequality, and he wrote about the data. 16% of Indian women reported that they are personally had faced discrimination. So that is from current affairs. And in the body, he wrote about educational disparity, economic inequality, and political inequality. So actually the mistake made by the student is there is no data and there is no examples. He wrote general statements. So please don't do that. And next, he wrote the measures like increasing of women participation, implement gender sensitive education policies, very good point. And gender based violence should be decreased, dowry system, and reproductive and maternal health care, promote women leadership. So actually the problem with the student is he didn't address conclusion part. So don't write an answer without conclusion. So one more answer from anyone? Monica. Okay, so gender inequality is a social norm in India. Okay, so you wrote very generally, so don't write that. So whenever you are writing any definition, try to take authenticated definition from any other organization. So various form of inequality, education, workforce, political representation, social norms, safety, and measures in education, political representation, technology implementation, and she wrote examples also. And let us see the conclusion. In order to control the gender inequality in India, it is responsibility of every individual of the country. So rather than writing this, write this thing like how government action, civil society, international conventions, they have to work together so that we can ensure just and equal society. Anyone? Okay, so in this way you have to write the answer. So at last I want to announce about our course. So we in Rathod Science Academy, we are going to launch this mains answer writing course from September 2nd onwards. So this course is on both online as well as offline. So here in this course, we are going to cover entire your GS 1, 2, 3 and 4. And every day we are going to give you one mains question, and for that question there will be evaluation and also model answer. And on every Sunday you will be also having this essay and as well as case study. For that essay and case study also we are going to give you the model answer for sure. And on every Monday you will be having live class. So for the offline students, you can sit in the class and you can listen to the class. For online students, you will be having the class on our app from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. There you will be having live essay and case study practice. So if you want to improve your answer writing, then you can join this course. And if you want to contact me directly, you can call me on this number 8074765513. So that's all guys. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you so much for watching.